still working in section 7.1 with 0 and negative exponents. For our warm-up, let's do what we did yesterday and simplify each of these expressions. So let's see how you did. We have negative 5 to the negative third power. That's going to give us 1 over 5 to the third with a negative sign out front, which is negative 1 over 125. In number 2, anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. In number 3, 2 over 9 to the 0, well, anything to the 0 power is 1, so this is 2 over 1, or just 2. And finally, 2 to the negative fourth is going to go to the bottom and become 1 over 2 to the fourth, which is 1 over 16. So, in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at still negative and 0 exponents. So for this, it says to simplify a base in the numerator that has a negative exponent, you're going to move the base to the denominator and write it as a positive exponent. Good. To simplify a base in the denominator that has a negative exponent, you're going to move the base to the numerator and write a positive exponent. So let's see what we mean here. Let's simplify each of these expressions. Here we have x to the negative 9. That's in the numerator because remember, I could put this over 1. So I'm going to take that to the bottom and make it x to the 9th. So that is 1 over x to the 9th. Now this next one here becomes 1 over n to the negative third. Keep in mind that a fraction is really division. So this is saying 1 divided by n to the negative third, which really means we're going to take this and keep the first fraction the same. Division is going to change to multiplication, and we're going to take the reciprocal of this to give me n to the third. The shortcut is to just take the reciprocal and bring this to the top and make it positive. Here we have 4, c to the negative 3, and then b. The only thing that has a negative exponent is this c to the negative 3. So that is the only thing that's going to go to the bottom. The 4 stays up top, and the b stays up top. 2 is going to stay up top. A to the negative third is going to come up to the top, so that becomes 2a to the third. And here, n to the negative fifth is going to go to the bottom, and the m squared is going to stay there. So this is going to be 1 over m squared n to the fifth. Let's take a look at a couple of more examples. Here I have 8 to the negative fifth over 8 to the negative fifth. And here I have 1 over 9 to the negative 2. Now for this first one, there's a couple of ways we can do that. Anything over itself is going to equal 1. The other way we could do it is we could bring this 8 to the negative fifth up to the top and make it 8 to the fifth, and take this 8 to the negative fifth down to the bottom and make it 8 to the positive fifth, and again you're still going to get 1. Over here, 1 over 9 to the negative second is going to give us 9 squared up top, which is equal to 81. Let's take a look at this one. Again, when you're doing these problems, you want to ask yourself, what has the negative exponent? And in this case, the n has the negative exponent. Everything else is going to stay in the numerator. So 5m to the fifth stays up top, n to the negative 8 is going to go to the bottom. So we end up with 5m to the fifth over n to the positive 8. Take a look at these examples and see how you do. In this first example, you are going to move the c to the negative 1 to the bottom and the y to the negative fourth to the top. Everything else is going to stay put. So the c to the first moved to the bottom and became positive, y to the fourth moved to the top and became positive. Let's take a look at this one. Here, the x has a negative exponent. It moves to the bottom, and that's it. Everything else stays where it was. So, if we have 1 over x to the negative 7, that just comes to the top and becomes x to the 7th. K to the negative fourth, j to the 0. The k has a negative exponent. It's going to go to the bottom. Anything to the 0 power is equal to 1, so it's just 1 over k to the 4th. Here, the only thing that has a negative exponent is this t. So that's going to come up to the top, and everything else is going to stay put. So 7st to the third over 5. In this one, the x has a negative exponent, and the y has a negative exponent. Y comes to the top, x goes to the bottom, so we end up with 2y squared over 4x to the first. Homework for this section is on page 417, numbers 21 to 35 odd.